My friends, welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. It is time for a military surplus overnight adventure in rainy conditions. Rainy and foggy, later on tonight, windy and cold. I'm out here at Lone Wolf Mountain in the what I call the backcountry campsite. I haven't used this in a while, but it looks like this tree fell down, and that's what my bench was connected to, and also my table. So it fell down, took the bench, took the table. It looks like I have some work to do. On my back here, I have the MOLLE 4000 rucksack. This is the United States military's newest backpack that has been officially adopted for use. It's being used by airborne assault teams as well as other units. Because of the pack cover, you all really can't see it, but it's an interesting pack for sure. It's a hybrid between the MOLLE 2 and an Alice pack. That makes it rather interesting. As you all can hear and see, it is raining. It began raining early this morning, and the forecast is for rain to continue throughout the day into the night. Because it's raining already, it really does set up an interesting situation as far as setting up the tent goes. What I have with me today is a 4-season US military tent, but it does not feature a fly first pitch, meaning you have to set up the body, then the fly goes over the top. So as you set that up in the rain, the body gets wet. Luckily, I'm prepared and I can take care of this situation, and I will show you how to do it. There's really two ways to set up a tent that doesn't feature the fly first design. The most difficult way is to lay the body on the ground, put the fly over the top, and then set up the poles. 2, set up a tarp, and then set up the tent underneath it. That's what I'm going to do, and that is much, much easier. Okay. This is an area that recently I've been working on. Usually in the fall, I use this spot. I've come out here, I've done quite a bit of work, and that really is because of the La Nina winter that we're having. During this type of winter, it's usually very warm and dry here, and so far, that has been the case. With it being so dry, we've had fire bans, countless forest fires. In fact, there was a forest fire not far from here yesterday. It burned up an acre. So I wanted to come out here to this area, clear it out. So I've raked all the leaves away from this spot. I dug a nice fire pit, set one up. I put some rocks around it. Susie, I'm sorry, but I stole your bag of rocks. I'm not sure what you're going to do with those. I will replace them. I'm sorry. I love you. So now I can get some work done. I can set up the tent, keep it dry for the most part. First things first though, I need to take this off and just dry off a little bit. I am just a little bit wet with sweat, so I need to fix that right now. If you're heading out for a rain adventure, don't forget your tarps. You can use these for a variety of uses. You can use them over your head, you can cover up your wood pile. You will find a variety of situations where they are invaluable. In this case, I'm using one to cover up my wood pile and to keep it dry. The tent for this adventure is the United States Marine Corps Combat 2 tent. This one is made by Diamond Brands. These sleeves, man, I hate pull sleeves. Especially those that are not fully connected. The ones that have the brakes, terrible. They really do complicate the setup process. Let's get this thing set up. With the setup of this tent, it is not covered by the tarp. This is a waterproof test for this tent, so I do not need it covered. But let's say that I was coming out for a simple camping trip. I knew already that this was a fully waterproof tent. I would set it up with a door underneath this tarp. That way I can get in and out and stay dry. But for the sake of this episode, for the sake of my testing, this tent has to get wet. So check this out, everyone. You can see here with my tarp, it's developed quite a bow in the center there, basically forming a bowl. And that's because materials stretch over time. The tarp itself will stretch, and so will the cordage. I'm going to show you a simple fix for this. You can take a long stick and use that to prop up your guy lines. The weight of the tarp and the pressure of the guy lines pulling down will hold those posts into place. Also, everyone, if you find yourself in the position where you can't tie your tarp high enough, doing the bracing will make it super simple. You tie it low, you brace it high, and the tarp raises up. It's an easy way to get the height that you need, that you want. So here's my setup, everyone. I have the United States Military Air Mattress. This is from the 80s, but these go all the way back to Vietnam. They're very cool. Very thick, also known as the rubber. I love that. My sleeping bag is from Corinthia, and this is the Defense 4. The tent, one more time, is the United States Marine Corps Combat 2. This one's made by Diamond Brands, but it's also made by Eureka and Light Fighter. As I mentioned before, 3 other companies have won military contracts for this tent. Eureka, Diamond Brands, and Light Fighter. From what I understand, all 3 versions are virtually the same. This is my first trip out with this tent in a wet environment, and I'm interested to see just how well this performs. I've heard from a lot of my military buddies here on the channel, and everybody says this is a great tent. Very waterproof. We will certainly see if that's true with my testing, but I have the feeling that they're correct. What I have here is an Arctic field ration. A viewer sent this to me. Thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate it. What do we have here? We have a cranberry protein bar, something called spicy sauce, some chewing gum, instant coffee. What is this? I think this is liver mush or something. Liver something. What is this, folks? Comment down below. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure, I'm a little scared. Creamy pasta with pork. We have some oat biscuits, and we have an energy drink with lemon. Sounds pretty good to me. All of it sounds pretty good, really. I'm definitely going to eat this. I think I'll wait for tonight, though. For now, let's go with the protein bar. So let's try this coffee here. Yeah, just too hot. Too hot. Can't do it. As far as the time goes, it's almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's been raining off and on, just showers. Sometimes light, sometimes heavy. Right now, it's just a drizzle more than anything else. But that's okay. We need the rain. I'm not complaining. I really don't care. As long as something is falling from the sky, I'm happy. We need it. We really do. As far as the bar goes, this is like a granola bar of sorts, but softer. That's pretty good. All right, let's try this coffee now. Let's see how it is. Still very hot, but it's actually pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good stuff, really. Now, talking about gear for a second here, I have the MOLLE 4000 backpack. I took a look at this a few years ago, and at that time, the US government was testing out this product. They were fielding it. Not that long ago, the US military adopted this product. This will see a lot of use in the coming years with US military forces. Field testing of this pack began in 2016. It was designed to carry up to 200 pounds of weight. Yeah, right. Proper International, they won the contract for this for $130 million. What's interesting about this backpack is that it's seen not only a lot of testing, a lot of use, a lot of field use, but the US military, the government, has funded studies with this backpack. And I will tell you about these during dinner time because it's actually kind of funny. You want to talk about a waste of money? Wait until you hear about this. I laugh about it because it is kind of funny, but then again, it's not, because like, it's our money they're wasting. I don't know. Well, it's raining again, folks, and that's okay. What I'm going to do now is gather some firewood, and I need something dry. Basically, I need the kindling. The firewood that I have here, for the most part, it's damp, but it's not soaking wet. I can split it up and I can burn it. But let's say that I didn't have pre-existing firewood here. Let's say that I needed to go out and find some dry wood in the forest. Now, of course, if you have a fallen tree, a dead tree, you could cut that up. You could saw it, then cut it. Or you can look for old stumps. Old tree stumps are excellent sources of dry firewood. Well, I tell you what, since this broke off in one big piece, I'll just take it with me and chop it up back there. That's not bad, actually. That one's not going anywhere. Look at how dry that is, folks. That is bone dry. That's exactly what I'm after. Whew. I'm warming up again. What I'm doing here is just shaving off some very fine pieces of wood. Without a doubt, my friends, this is one of the most dangerous tools that you can take with you when you go out camping. I mean, seriously, I've seen a lot of good guys and gals get hurt by these. Control the power. Control the swing. Don't strike so hard that it just goes flying any which way. You do that and you'll be sorry. Let me show you another way to strike a piece of wood while being safe at the same time. Let's say that you have a piece of wood and it wasn't cut very well and it's not standing up by itself, right? So you can hold onto the side, take your hatchet, and as soon as you go down, you let go of that piece of wood. Do not hold on to it. Don't think that this is not going to deflect into your hand, because one day it will. So you hold, move your hand, and strike, just like that. Listen to it. You can hear it splitting apart. Did you hear that? Did you hear how hard that was? That's going to take more power. Now you can hear those fibers beginning to open up. Less power. just like that. As for that dry wood that we got, I'm going to save this huge piece for the morning. I mean, that is awesome right there. The outside is damp, but the inside, bone dry. I mean, look at that. Okay, I think that's going to take off. Sounds like the rain's coming back as well. Good time to get this fire going. Oh, right. Haha. That's nice. I love it when the rain's just coming down. You have a nice warm fire, the smoke. It's really nice. The weather forecast, let's check that real quick. If I have service, and I don't. At this part of the property, there's no service here, oftentimes, unfortunately. If you're new to the channel, this is Lone Wolf Mountain. This is a piece of property that I own that basically I do most of my testing at as far as outdoor gear goes. I come out here, I test out products just like I'm doing now with this tent back here. Lone Wolf Mountain is roughly 50 miles away from where I live, very close to the Tennessee and Virginia border in the mountains of North Carolina. This is my piece of paradise in the world. I've planted my flag here, right? I've owned this for, I don't know, maybe 5 years, something like that. Maybe even longer, I'm not entirely sure. I do not live here. Again, I don't live close to here. This is out in the middle of freaking nowhere. There's nothing around here, and that's exactly the way I like it. Let's try out this lemon drink and see if it's any good. You know, I wanted to say that I've actually had this before, and it is. Cheers, my friends, cheers. Oh man, that is fantastic. Lemon anything is good. I tell you what, before I start dinner, let me tell you about that study that was done that I mentioned previously. It's pretty funny. The purpose of the study is to learn the effects of modern military backpack loads on walking speeds and cardiometabolic responses of U.S. Army soldiers. I barely got that out. Now, this study featured the MOLLE 4000 backpack. The introduction for the study states that military leaders must understand how modern military equipment loads affect trade-offs between movement speeds and physiological strain to optimize pacing strategies. The conclusion was, get this, heavier loads greatly reduce walking speed even when carried in ergonomic backpacks. Really? You don't say. Overburdening warfighters suffer severe impairments in walking speed when carrying recently developed military load carriage equipment. That's what they learned from this study. I would love to know how much this cost. Isn't that funny? So you're telling me, with this study, we figured out that the heavier the backpack, the slower the soldier walked? Unreal. Gosh, that's funny. It really is. Smells incredibly good. Let's see, what's in this? Pasta, pork, potato, onions, peppers, leeks, cream, seasoning, powdered cheese. That's pretty much it. It smells great. That little kid is kind of freaking me out. I can't quite tell exactly like what's going on with her face. I mean, like, she's super excited, I guess. It's just a weird looking smile. I don't know. It's like she knows something that I don't about this. You know what I mean? So here we go. Yeah. It tastes like Spam, pretty much. It's good. I'm assuming this is some sort of like liver mush or something like that. Comment down below and let me know. I would look this up, but my cell phone service is terrible down here, so I had a little taste test of that, and it is awesome. That is incredibly good. Let's do this. I think it's ready. So again, this is creamy pasta with pork. I can't believe how good these MREs are. And at the same time, I can't believe how bad American ones are. It's really funny, after I do a military surplus adventure, you know, I have an MRE from whatever country, I always hear from the viewers. And they tell me about like their worst MRE experiences. It's really funny. There's always some crazy story out there. It sure is a nice evening, everyone. Sun's going down, it's getting dark. But luckily the wind has died off for the most part, for now. I'm sure that once the cold front comes through, it will pick up again. But right now, it's pretty nice. Sprinkling out there, not really even raining, just enough to kind of tap down on top of the tarp and on the tent here. By the way, I am refilling this. This is not like the Limitless bottle or anything like that. I have 3 liters of water in my backpack there. So now, talking about military surplus, everyone, what is your favorite piece? Do you have like one component that you love over everything else? For myself, I think the best piece of military surplus out there, the best bang for the dollar, Corinthia sleeping bags. They are incredible. They're incredibly warm. The weight's not bad. And the price, fantastic. The company makes clothes and other type of gear. They even make tents, and all of that stuff is super expensive, with the exception of their sleeping bags. For the dollar, I don't think you can beat one of those. I really don't. You can get bags that easily go down to 0 degree Fahrenheit for only a couple $100. Try finding a true 0 degree sleeping bag for like $250. That's a tough order right there. It really is. I love military surplus, no doubt about it, but I certainly do not want to carry it very far. The backpack, about 10 pounds. That tent, about 10 pounds. The sleeping pad, 3-4 pounds. The sleeping bag, 3-4 pounds. I mean, it just adds up. It really does. All of a sudden, you have this loadout that's like 50, 60 pounds. That's a lot of weight. I mean, for most people, it's a lot of weight. I know there's going to be someone out there, someone comment down below, and they're going to say, oh, I carry 80 pounds, I hike 30 miles a day with it. You guys are all sissies. Well, good for you. That's great. I'm sure you do it when it's like negative 30 degrees. There's always that one comment, right? I think that's funny. But for the average Joe, for the everyday individual, right? We're not carrying 60 pounds and we're not hiking 30 miles. Multiple studies have been done that really show why people get injured out on the trail. The number one reason is weight. The amount of weight that you carry will directly impact your hiking, backpacking, and so on. So if you're carrying a ton of weight, the further you go, the more likelihood there is of an injury. The next big injury causer is body weight. If you have a high BMI, you are at a huge likelihood of being injured out on the trail. I am almost done with dinner, and that was freaking awesome. That was really good. Without a doubt, one of the best MREs I've ever had. It just dawned on me, everyone, that this video will go up after Christmas. For me, it's before Christmas, so how was your Christmas? I hope you all had a fantastic Christmas. Make sure to comment down below and tell me all about it. What did you do? Did you see your family? Maybe you didn't see your family. Maybe you were separating because of the pandemic or whatever. It is such an interesting time talking about the pandemic. Everybody's handling it a different way. I don't think there's a right way. I don't think there's a wrong way. Do what feels right to you. That's my best advice. No, this is my best advice. Take care of yourself, physically, mentally. If you look at the science, if you have a healthy body, for the most part, the virus is no big deal. For most people anyways. So for 2022, that doesn't even sound right. I think we should all make it a point to take care of ourselves, better care of ourselves. Let's try to eat good. Let's try to move our bodies. Yeah, 2022. Woo! Oh man, that was freaking awesome. Again, to the viewer who sent this in, thank you so much. Even this liver mush with the weird looking kid on it. Super good. Whew. It is time to call it an evening, everyone. The fire's almost out. It's not really all that late, really. I'm a wordsmith, you know what I mean? I think I'll save some firewood for the morning. Get up nice and early. Get the fire going. Make some coffee. Yeah. That sounds pretty good to me. This sleeping bag is so awesome. It really is. Oh, all right. Whew. Man, I tell you what, this tent is huge. It is gigantic. This is like a 2.5 person tent. Sleeping pad, super comfortable. It's like 3 inches thick, maybe a little bit more, I don't remember exactly. With this being a military surplus trip, I do have a military movie to watch, Apocalypse Now. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. Of course, there's Full Metal Jacket, Platoon, both of those are fantastic movies. What's your favorite military movie? Make sure to comment down below and let me know. Alright guys, gals, I'm going to start my movie, call it a night. Thank you all very much for joining me for this trip so far. I'll see you all in the morning. Good night. It's movie time. Wrong buttons. That was supposed to be very cinematic, but that did not work out. Good morning, everybody. It sounds like it's raining outside. As far as the weather goes, it pretty much rained on and off all night. It would get really windy, calm down. Just sounds wet. Sounds wet outside. I think I'm going to get my pants on, hop out, get a fire going, have some coffee. Sounds good. Let me find the headlamp. Let's get out there. Whew. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Okay. I have a little bit of wood here left that I chopped up yesterday. I have that big dry chunk that we got from over there for the kindling. Yeah, let's get a fire going. Let's get a fire going. It's really not all that cold. I'd say it's about, I don't know, 35 degrees or something. I don't know. It's amazing how hard this stuff is, even after all of these years. It's eaten up by termites, but yet, I mean, the core here, super strong. You can see that basically what I'm doing here is making a pile of shavings. This isn't the type of wood that you can make like a feather stick out of. There's a little bit of heat there. I don't think it's enough to get this fire going though. No. This may sound silly, but something I like to do when getting a fire going, I like to try to do a one-match fire. So one match, get it ignited. Can I get my fire going with it? Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. Okay. It's looking good. It's looking good. Don't go out. Gosh, these matches suck. Everything here is just really, really damp, including these matches. Good morning, my friends. Good morning. Last night was pretty good. I slept excellently. I really did. Inside of the tent, nice, warm, dry. Condensation wasn't an issue. I'm sure there's some condensation on the inside of the fly, but with that double wall, I don't even notice it. So the Corinthia sleeping bag kept me nice and warm. The sleeping pad kept me off the ground. Yeah, it was a good night. Apocalypse Now is a great movie. I haven't seen that in a really long time. There's like the three big military movies that I think of. Apocalypse Now, Platoon, and Full Metal Jacket. All of them are excellent. The plan for the day is pretty simple, everyone. Going to have coffee, have breakfast, and then bounce out of here. This is going to be a busy week. I haven't started putting up the shed videos yet, but I have started working on it. If you don't know this already, I have a shed here on Lone Wolf Mountain, and Susie and I, we are converting that into a cabin, an off-grid cabin. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I can actually see it from here. For breakfast, we have those little oat biscuit things. Let's check these out. Let's see what this is all about. Okay. Well, mine are smashed to a million pieces. So it's like oat particles, I guess. It's pretty good. It's almost a cookie. Not quite as sweet. I like it. Cheers. I need to do some shout outs. David and Leanne, Jan, Denise, Gary and the boys, Elizabeth and Nathan and the cats, Lisa, Martin and Karen, Lindsay and the baby. Thank you all so much for everything. You guys and gals are so sweet, so generous. Susie and I are very, very thankful for all of you. We appreciate the letters. We appreciate the gifts and whatnot. Thank you all so much. We really do appreciate it. You all went above and beyond, and it really did make for an amazing Christmas. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it. If you want to send something to the Outdoor Gear Review, you will find an address down below. As I mentioned before, the address there, I don't live there. I don't live close to there. I just have a post office box there. It's a privacy thing. I'm sure you get it. But yeah. Thank you all so much. We appreciate it big time. Cheers to you all. Let's check the trail cams, folks. I've had them out here for about a week. Let's see what's been crawling around Lone Wolf Mountain. Again, I really haven't had these out very long. I need to get some more memory cards so I can just keep them going instead of like getting them, taking them home, bringing them back out. It sure is peaceful out here, isn't it? A few birds, some crows, a fire, a breeze. That's pretty much it. Talking about military surplus for a second. This is a great way to get into camping when you don't have a lot of money to spend or you don't want to spend a lot of money. You can buy some really good military surplus for a low price. The con is that it weighs a ton. It's really common for campers and backpackers to start with military surplus. Start there, upgrade your kit as you go, because this stuff is way too heavy to go backpacking with. You're never going to see someone hiking the AT with a bunch of military gear. They may hop on for a mile or two, but they're not going far. The loadout that I used for this trip here was miserable to carry, and I really didn't carry that far. And on that note, folks, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to finish up my breakfast, my coffee, enjoy this fire for just a minute more. Then I'm going to begin breaking everything down. Thank you all so much for joining me for this trip. I appreciate you all. Strength and honor. Make sure to hit the thumbs up because it does help the channel, and you can support the channel through YouTube and Patreon if you want to. The Outdoor Gear Review is agenda-free, no product placement, no sponsorships. I respect your time. I'm not going to waste it. Yeah, that's it. Everyone, be good. Bye for now.